Hi everyone, my name is Vina, aka Miss WOC Reader, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just coming at you with a quick book unhaul. We don't talk about it enough in the online book community, but not every book is a timeless classic, and not every book is something that you're going to be able to revisit a few years and still really enjoy. I've been reading my whole life, so there are books that I've revisited from my teen years, both um, young adult, although they didn't really use young adult at the time, they called it just teen books, and adult books like adult romance and mystery. And some of those I've revisited have been really cringy and out of date. Like contemporary, especially, is one that kind of has a season that it's good, and then sometimes it just doesn't hold up. So I like to periodically go through my shelves because I don't have a lot of shelf space and I don't want to put extra books in boxes that I'm never going to read again. So I'll just go through, see what I don't plan on rereading, see what I really low rated, and I'll just see if I can give it away. So that's what I've been doing lately since I've been acquiring so many books thanks to blogging. So today I have a pile of books that I am getting rid of. Some of these I will be gifting to friends, and some of them I'm going to see if I can donate to the children's home, and then maybe I'll put a few in the little free library. So the first book that I have in my Unhaul pile is Love Secret Santa, and this is a UK YA Christmas romance. It's by S.A. Domingo. So it's a very cute book. I read it a couple years ago. It's actually one of the books that I kicked off my book blogging journey with, and it was sweet. It's very cute, but it's kind of like easy. There's not a lot of drama. It doesn't have like a strong hook. So yeah, I can't see gifting this to any reluctant reader because they might not really enjoy it if they like a lot of drama and fast pace. I think I'll end up giving this one to the children's home. Maybe they can find, like, maybe somebody there might like it, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like it's very much for its time. Um, I don't see myself picking it back up again, and I don't see myself passing it along to like any of the kids in my family or anything. So, yep, Love Secret Santa is the first to go away. The next book that I am unhauling is Rebel by Beverly Jenkins. And I got this one this year for Juneteenth. It was a gift from Jashana, who is amazing. Definitely follow her channel. And I didn't really enjoy this one. Like, I've spoken on it before many times. If you followed me, you know I'm kind of iffy when it comes to historical romance. It's not my preferred genre of choice. Um, I do like historical mystery, and I do like historical fiction, but somehow historical romance just hasn't really been for me. Like, I kind of, for the most part, have found it boring. This one, I wasn't interested in the romance. Like, even though, like, some of the historical aspects just didn't grasp me. I'm like, it was a very domestic story about the community, but I'm like, nothing is pulling me. So I was just reading, and I ended up finishing it via audiobook, but it didn't leave a strong impression. This one I'm going to gift to Natalie. She is also somebody who struggles with historical romance, but she did start reading Beverly Jenkins this year, so I think this might be something that she enjoys. So I will be sending this one off to Trinidad at the end of the month. The next book that I am unhauling is How to Fail at Flirting by Denise Williams. And This was one that I tried reading last year. I had an arc, but I ended up having to DNF the arc because I really couldn't get into it. I started it. It was about this professor, and she had been in an abusive relationship, and she was kind of like starting to find new love again, but it was hard for her to, trust after the trauma she went through. And I ended up DNFing because I really couldn't vibe with it. And I then a few weeks later, my sister gifted me this for Christmas. I didn't ask her to gift it to me. No one in my family knew that I had any type of interest at any point in this book. She just saw it and said, "Oh, my sister likes to read. I'll give it to her. That might be something she'll enjoy." And I decided, okay, I'll hold on to it. Maybe I can, you know, maybe I can try giving it another chance and it might work better. Every time I tried to pick this one up, I just had no interest. So this one I am also unhauling. I'm gonna see if maybe like a women's shelter around here can take it when they're doing the collections for the women's shelters coming up. So, closer towards the holiday season. The next book that I'm unhauling is Rise to the Sun by Leah Johnson. And this one was an arc that I received from Scholastic. So I had asked them for two specific books, which they were two books that I really enjoyed. One was Simone Breaks All the Rules, and the other one was Josephine Against the Sea. But they decided to also send me not only those books, but then a whole big box full of assorted books by other Black authors that was releasing during the summer. And that box also again had more copies of Josephine Against the Sea and Simone Breaks All the Rules. So I already gave one of the copies of Simone Breaks All the Rules away, and I gave that to Dee. And then the other copy of Josephine Against the Sea I'm going to give to my aunt when she comes up from Antigua, and then she can take it for her granddaughter. Rise to the Sun. It's a lovely cover. The premise sounds interesting, but right now I'm not really interested in YA romance, so I don't see myself running to pick this one up anytime soon. I just have too many other books that I am prioritizing on my TBR at this time. So rather than just have it continue to sit on my shelf, I'm also sending this one to Natalie, and maybe she'll enjoy it. If I do decide to pick up this book in the future, I can just always pick it up from my local library. The next book that I'm giving away is Mix Match, which is one that I talked about in my August reading wrap up, and I had mixed feelings about this book. And while I thought the sex scenes were really steamy, I could never really fully get into the couple, and then there were just some things that read kind of awkwardly in this book for me. So rather than hold on to it, this is another one that I'm gifting to Natalie, and we'll see if she enjoys it. She reads a lot more romance than me, and she doesn't mind couples where there's like a lot of lies and stuff, so yeah, she'll probably really enjoy it. The next book that I'm giving away is The Everlasting Rose by Danielle Clayton, and this is book 2 in the Belle series. I actually gave away the book 1 in the Belle series to my niece like a little while ago, and I may end up just giving her book 2 as well. The Belle series was one that a lot of people loved book 1, but then hated book 2. It was kind of the opposite for me. I did not like book 1. I thought it was slow. I thought it was boring. I thought the flowery language added nothing. And I thought everything interesting that was happening in the book happened in like the last 25%. So going into the Everlasting Rose, I had gone in with an arc, whereas the Bells I had bought that book, and I actually ended up liking the arc a lot more than I thought it did. I ended up actually rating it 4 stars because it had everything in it that I thought that the Bells would have. All the drama and the action, everything that was needed to flesh out the story was in book 2 for me. So I ended up rating it much higher. And I did a reread of the series last year, but I did that via audiobook, and my feelings were still the same. So I don't need to continue to hold on to this book, especially since I already gave away my other half of the collection. So yes, I'll just be unhauling this. And then the next book that I'm giving away was a controversial one. I feel like with this one, you either loved it or hated it. I thought that it fosters good conversation, although a lot of the people that I see who love it don't even talk about any of the things that I think actually would bring up good conversation when it comes to this book. This had probably the most unlikable hair I've read in a book in a long time. And being unlikable in a book, as the protagonist, doesn't necessarily bother me, but being in her head gave me a headache. Nella was for Nella. She was for Nella under the guise of pretending to care about Black lives within her work environment. She barely even got to know the 2 other Black people who happen to be in the same building as her. And then as soon as a new Black person comes in her office and she can't make instant friends with them, she's ready to throw that person under the bus, and everything that's happening to her that's bad is suddenly their fault. So yeah, I didn't agree with this one at all. It was also pretty slow too, and it had all these multiple POVs, which I feel ended up adding nothing, because the ends weren't it left a lot of loose ends and questions that weren't answered. And I have a copy of this book that's a finished copy, because prior to receiving the arc, I had won a contest where I got a pre-order of the book. So I think I'll hold on to the finished copy for now. Maybe I will do a reread, because I said it does foster some discussion. I've had good discussions in regards to things I didn't like about the book that I feel opened greater conversations about things we are seeing represented in Black books lately that I don't necessarily agree with. And yeah, the other Black girl, I might put this one in the little free library and see if anybody wants to pick it up. And then the last book that I'm giving away, this one is another controversial one. This is one of BookTube's favorite books of 2021. It's not mine. And the reason it's not mine is because I didn't feel a connection to the characters at all. I started actually getting a little bit bored because the mystery was not surprising at all. I kind of guessed it right away, so it was just kind of slogging through it from then. And also, the mystery wasn't even remotely plausible. This is very contemporary, so it felt sort of grounded in reality. But the conclusion, I'm nobody would put that much effort into being racist to 2 people. That's just not going to happen. And for me, it felt like a way to where Black people, white people can use it as an example for oh, well, I'm racist, but I'm not that racist, because the racism was just so outrageous and unrealistic. Not in the microaggressions, but in the macroaggressions that ended up including the book. Also, I didn't find either of the 2 characters likable, and not being that likable is not as bad, except for I didn't feel like either of them had a positive sense of Blackness. Devon has every stereotype in the book, every stereotype you can think of about hood Black boys and gay Black boys is piled on Devon. There was no nuance there. There were really no lighthearted moments. He didn't even seem to like his neighborhood. And then Chiamanka had so many insecurities well about being black. I'm just like, well, there's nothing saying that black is beautiful in this book. It's just like it made it feel like a burden the entire time. And I just really didn't like how it painted being black. So yeah, I'm giving this one away. This one was actually a finished copy that I received from the publisher. I'm not sure where I'm gifting this one yet. I may see if the local children's home is accepting books and see if somebody there might enjoy it. And then, while it's always good to give away books and get rid of them, it makes room for more books to come in. So I ended up acquiring 2 more books recently. And the first book I acquired is And They Live Happily Ever After by Teresa Bahari. And we all see it. Paranormal romance is definitely making a comeback. There's lots of witchy rom-coms coming out this season. And this one has like a magical element to it. There's a woman in it who everything she dreams, she can make like come to life. And so I'm very interested in this one. And plus it has 2 black characters. I love me some black romance. And I think this is going to be a great read for the fall. And then I got another one. I got this one from Lex with the text on Bookstagram. She ended up getting 2 copies. And it is Open Your Heart by Cherise Hodges. And it's another black romance. This one is set in South Carolina, and I've been like obsessed this year with books set in South Carolina. And it also has a family-owned bed and breakfast in it, and I've been, for like a few years now, I've been kind of obsessed too with black-owned bed and breakfasts. Periodically during the year, like I'll go back to like my obsession. Like I like looking at them and researching them, and then I have plans to visit some of them. So this is right up my alley when it comes to like the type of romance I enjoy. So I'm looking forward to reading this one in the fall as well. And thanks so much for watching my unhaul video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for all the support, and I will catch you guys soon. Bye!